Sorry it's been a while. But in good news, I got married.
Yes, you did, and it was so nice.
Yes. So that's where we've been. Got married, moved into a new house. Poor Michelle's just been waiting for me this whole time. So, if you want to find us, first, thank you for everyone who has subscribed and everyone who has joined recently.
It's been fun, I know.
Yes.
It's been great.
We've really been enjoying reading the comments and replying to your comments and seeing what you think about our projects. And yes, I brought Michelle back.
Yay, I'm so happy. It's been fun.
If you want to find us, I am Hannah's Knit Cottage on Instagram and Hannah072 on Ravelry. Do you want to plug yours?
I have Southern Comfort KC on Ravelry. There's Wool Market Fibers on Instagram as well as Facebook, so you can always follow me there as well.
So, if you want to follow us, find us those places. We also have a knit along running. We're doing the It's Fall Y'all knit along. You can also crochet if you want, that's okay too. We've seen some sweater submissions. Some people have finished their sweaters, and I feel like a horrible underachiever right now.
I'm jealous because I haven't finished either.
But do have it to show today. So that sweater knit along runs until November 30th. You can post on Instagram using the hashtag It's Fall Y'all KAL for knit along, or you may follow us on Ravelry, post in the chatter thread, or post in the FO thread. We will be doing a drawing from the Instagram, the chatter thread, and the FO thread at the end of November.
What a list.
I know. So I think that's all the admin things. Okay, do you want to start with FOs?
You do it because I don't have it.
Okay, so I have 2 FOs.
So far behind.
So, like 2 weeks before my wedding, I looked at Michelle and I was like, hey, I've knit all my bridesmaid socks for my wedding and I haven't knit anything for myself. I'm going to regret this, aren't I?
I thought she was going to, but I know that you are a very fast knitter, and once you get your mind to it, you'll do it. And I was right. You did it.
I did. So this is going to be a new pattern. So these socks have been worn because they were worn at my wedding. And then they got stained in the wash. So we're going to pretend we don't see that. But this is going to be called Hannah's Wedding Socks. They are I have
so
partridge
cute.
heel flap. Nice little texture down the front. And it really creates this like shell pattern. And then we have a blue ruffle. My wedding colors were blue and white, and it was like my something blue, and I wore these on the way out from the reception. And my sweet now husband took a picture holding my foot up to model the socks. So yeah, this will be an upcoming pattern. Oh yeah, and it has this cool rib down the side, which I love.
I like it.
Down the toe, so it fits your foot really nice. This is my first pattern, so I'm kind of pumped.
Congratulations, you've made it.
So I'm going to be working on getting this typed up now that I'm back from my honeymoon, because this was a last second decision, and they were finished the Monday before my wedding.
But I knew you could do it because that's just how you are.
And I was so grateful to have them done, and I was the right choice.
Wear them.
Yes.
Yay.
And I think these, what I did is, so the way out for my wedding, on the way out for my wedding, I wore Converse. So these are designed to be just slightly above, like this, my Converse weren't the high top and they weren't the low top. They have like a little midline special edition.
Kind of like a mid-high.
Yeah. But you could definitely modify it for whatever size tennis shoes you have. And the goal is that the ruffle then lays just kind of over the top of the shoe. And that's what it did for mine. And my Converse were white with blue. So yes, be on the lookout for that. If you are interested in testing or interested in the pattern, let us know. It'll be out at some point in the season. We are approaching Christmas, so I will get it out as soon as I am physically able to.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
One more FO. Okay. So. This is a Christmas gift, but I know she does not watch this YouTube. Yeah. So this is for my great aunt. It is the Indie Bits Scarflet done by Bryony Bear of the Bakery Bears. So it's a beautiful scarf.
Out lovely.
So when I was on the podcast last, it was here. And since then I have done all of this.
I told you you're fast.
So I took this with me. I did this on the honeymoon. I think, because we were in the car for a lot. I'll talk more about that later. Just started working on it and I was like, I need to get this done for Christmas. So anyway, it's a really cute little scarflet. This is a platinum pattern for them, so you have to be a Patreon of theirs to get the pattern. But they do have a lot of great patterns in their Patreon, so if that interests you, it is a good investment. I have enjoyed it thoroughly, but it's a cute little scarflet. She likes to wear little scarves around her neck, but she's a very dainty, feminine lady. She's in her late 80s, almost 90.
That would be perfect for her.
And this is Sorella yarn from their Downton Abbey collection. This is called I Believe in People. And if you watched my beginning of the year whip parade, you might recognize this yarn because it was originally intended for the Bronte sister shawl. And I matched the I Believe in People with the green, what's his name? What's the guy on the driver, the chauffeur?
Oh, shoot. You would have to ask me when I wasn't paying attention.
The purple is Mary, and then the green is based off of him.
Oh, Thomas.
No. Thomas is the other guy with the dark hair.
Oh, somebody will
comment below. But anyway, so those three just played really well together, and they were all supposed to be a Bronte sister shawl. And then I discovered that I do not like big shawls, and I had 5 of them on the needles.
Oh no.
So this was the way to eliminate one. This will be something she will use more, and I got it off the needles. So cashmere sock, it's super soft and buttery, and I think it'll be perfect for her. And she is one of the most knit-worthy people you'll ever meet. She takes care of her woolens very well. So Christmas gift down, only 50 million more to go. So that is all of my FOs. I will hopefully have a couple more next time, which will not be a month and a half later. Michelle, do you have any whips you want to show us?
I got a lot of whips, but a lot of mine are socks. So for those of you who watch her channel and or me on her channel, turn your head, don't look, because I got to show these off. All right.
Oh, so anybody who these socks might be for?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh,
I have not had my morning coffee, so it's not processing
I've got
it.
a few. I have a few. Okay.
Ooh.
Here we go. I'm back. All right. Now, this won't be till next year, but I've already started because I fell in love with the yarn. Doug dyed it, and he said, make me a pair of socks.
For those of you who don't know, Doug is Mr. Wool Market Fibers.
He is. I'm sorry. Mr. Wool Market Fibers dyed this. He has titled this colorway Morning on the Beach, I think. And it really does. Looks like, you know, the sunrise in the morning on the beach. And I'm using this colorway. This pattern is Bill Huggins, which is a really nice basket weave at the top with 3x2 ribbing. And it is by, hold on one second, I had it up here a second ago. Whoops. Claire Strasbaugh. It comes in a couple of sizes so that, you know, if you're a lady and like the pattern, you can do it. I wanted to see if this stitch pattern would work well with this particular colorway, because I'm getting a little frustrated with stitch patterns that only utilize solid or tonals, because I have a lot of variegated yarn. So this was a good one to start, and this will be directly for him, but not till next Christmas. So one down, and we have another
bag across the room.
This one, he has no idea. Now, he did dye this particular colorway as well.
What's
And
this one called?
This one is Storm Clouds. And it came about because we were leaving the shop one afternoon, and it was during, I think, like the early summer when we kept getting a lot of storms. The clouds were almost this color. The sky got that dark, and it was this color. He went home, and here we are.
And we're all the more grateful for it.
We are. So this, I do hope to have done by this Christmas, which I'm almost there. So
Which pattern is this?
this one is based off a German pattern. And I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce the name in German, but it's got 1x1 cables in it. Basically, you could use its twisted rib with the Eye of Partridge heel flap and gusset, which fits him very well, so I'm not going to fix what's not broken. And there's that pair, and then the next, oh dear, I have quite a few. This one is from his Yak blend, that Yak sock. And this one is Wizard's Chess. It's a mini 4x4, 6 round basket weave pattern. Again, I had to see how it would work for variegated colors, not tonals, and I like it. What do
I
you
think it plays very well. I think it's perfect. If the pattern's Wizard's Chest, I think, the colorway is perfect for it. It matches well.
I like it. All right, last one.
Yes.
All right, folks. Now I'm modifying this pattern. This originally is, this stitch pattern right here is Stephen West's Dancing Droplets.
Okay.
And it's fiddly. I like the end result, but it's also fiddly and time consuming.
That's fair.
It makes it slow. And it was after I did this is mine, because I thought I was going to do the Hug Me pattern, which I've done several times, and I'm getting, while I love it, it's just, I need to find something new.
Yeah.
So I jumped into this because of the colorway that Mr. Woolmarket Fibers dyed.
Oh. Is that Joker?
Yes, it's the Joker. Hannah fell in love with this. Come on, Hannah. Anyway,
This is
the
full.
Yeah, there it is. This is the full. There's the mini. So I split mine.
I'm literally casting these on today. More on that later.
Because she's got a sock class coming up. I got the three rows, the 3 sets, and then I got tired. So I went back to the ribbing. Now I may go back to the dancing droplets above that over here. We'll see. So stay tuned. I'll let you know.
Very Stephen West.
Very Stephen West. Absolutely.
Just embrace your pace.
Yes, very much so. But with all my sock pad, I just don't have time to.
That's fair.
Yes.
I've been trying to work on like 1 sock at a time as I proceed to cast on 2 socks today.
And I've done that. I'm going to your 1 sock at a time thing. It does seem to make it go, I think, a little bit faster.
I think I work more efficiently because I'm not bouncing between. I forgot to talk about, this is the only knit I could wear today because it's a little cool outside right now, but it's not going to be cool later. We have not found the fall weather yet. We had like 3 or 4 days of it, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
It was lovely, and then it just
Back to
so
summer.
this is the Sockhead Slouch. It is a free pattern, I believe, on Ravelry. I really like it.
Sockhead hat.
I had knit a couple muscle burrs, and I liked the muscle burr, but I didn't like the way it fit on my head. I think I just haven't figured out my sizing there. But the Sockhead Slouch, I really have enjoyed the fit of it. I have kind of a little head, so sometimes it's hard for me to find a good hat that doesn't dwarf me because my forehead's low, so then the hat like sits here and it looks weird. But this is in the Flamingo colorway by Woolmarket Fibers, and this is the Sockhead Slouch, which I believe is by Kelly McClure.
You knit that hat and somebody else saw it, and literally we sold out of it like in 3 days. Sorry, we're going to try to get some more in, so I'll have to talk to Mr. Woolmarket Fibers about that one.
But if you want more, let them know, because then they know how much they need to dye.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, I have 2 whips with me. Honorable mention whips. I started to work on my twist and turn shawl and then promptly said, yeah, no, I need to put you in timeout again. So it didn't have enough progress to warrant showing you. My Instant Crush, which was the Surrey Alpaca, is going to be back. I was having an issue with gauge because it's a yarn that I just have not worked with before. So I had to stop, rip out, do a gauge swatch, which, oh my goodness, me doing a gauge swatch, like, whew. So
Yeah, none of us like it, but
Yeah.
somebody told me they didn't do it, and then their sweater didn't fit, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but as much as we don't like it, it's kind of a necessity. Sorry.
Yeah, I just live my life. This is why I do mainly top down
And hope
sweaters.
for the best.
Well, I mainly do top down sweaters because then I can try them on. And so anyway, so the Instant Crush swatch has been done and blocked. I wanted to see how the fabric was gonna lay, because certain sweaters I would maybe make them to wear something underneath, but that sweater I know is going to be incredibly warm. So I wanted to make sure the fabric was going to lay right where I didn't necessarily have to wear something under it all the time, because I think it just in the climate that I live in, it would never get cold enough to warrant another layer underneath. So anyway, it will be back once I finish the sweater I'm working on. So first, I need Michelle to see this. She's going to be so impressed with me. It's my Stick Season sweater by the Crayabea Knits. I believe I'm saying that correctly. I'm going to have to wind more yarn for it. You ready for this?
Yes, I want to see it. Sorry, I had to.
So last time you saw it, okay, this is Sassy Sacks by Yachty on Etsy. I love this bag. I use it all the time. Last time you saw it, I was just in a back panel.
This turns out gorgeous.
See, I was here knitting the back panel, so I went back, did the front panel, and now we have a full sweater.
It looks great.
So it's a little rolled up right now, but it's probably like maybe halfway down my midsection. Time it's all said and done.
It's not too horrible.
So I'm just in the stockinette round and round, and then I pick up for my sleeves and do those down. And now that I've gotten past the wedding, this has kind of become an evening knit for me.
Look at this.
Yes, I'm obsessed with this pattern.
I love that detail down the side.
But look what she did. Like, she took the cable from here. So you have one on the back, and it sits back on your shoulder. And then it carries down, if I can show you, all the way down to this one here. And then meets it up. And then this one on this edge where you pick up for the sleeve also has it. So then the two join to become this detail down here.
I like it.
It's
very nice.
Just, it's not complicated, but it's thoughtful and intentional. And I think when you wear it, it will just look so refined because of that attention to detail. So I'm loving this pattern. I am definitely probably going to knit more of her patterns, depending on how this one blocks out.
How is her writing?
It's really good. I have never done a construction like this before. I've only done I've done top-down rag-ons where it's like you just round and round, add your short rows and go straight down. I've done the top-down circular yokes where you do your short rows, round and round, straight down. So for this to do a back panel and then pick up over here and do the front panel and then connect it in the round and do the sleeves, it's been very good. The only thing is I maybe made this a little tight, so we're gonna see. I don't think it's going to be unwearable tight. It might be a little uncomfortable tight, and I'm hoping maybe some blocking will help stretch it out a little bit.
Is there any way to, I guess there's no way to know ahead of time.
You can try it on, because she suggests trying it on before you put it in the round, which I did, and I was like, oh, this is fine. And then I put it in the round, and I'm like, oh, this is a little tight. But I do know this, too, that this stitch pattern...
But you don't seem so far into it that you can't go back.
Well... What I've thought about is actually putting this on barber cords and wet blocking this and letting this pattern just relax out, because it has, I don't know if you can tell, but it really wants to just relax out.
Yeah.
And I think when this sweater really blocks, it's going to grow. And then this is going to sit out further. It's going to sit more down. And so I think instead of being here, it's going to sit more here, which is a different fit altogether. So I think I will be okay. We'll see. I was trying to get a little length on it so then it would actually, I could really test and see. But yeah, we'll keep working on it, keep chipping away at it. I'm hoping that...
You should be done by next week.
My goal is by the end of October to have it done, so then at least November I can... Yes. I want to start working on Christmas gifts, and at least I'll have one sweater done for the knit along, and then with my Instant Crush, I think it's going to become like my Saturday knit group knit of it's my time to sit and focus on this sweater, and it will get done when it gets done, because it's going to be a labor of love. That's full color work all the way down. So yeah, we'll see. So that's whip number 1 for me. I have one more whip, and this actually kind of goes into my acquisitions, and I filmed my acquisitions separately, so that will insert here in just a little bit. Just out of respect for Wool Market Fibers, I'm not going to come in here and bring in a bunch of yarn from other places.
We appreciate it.
So we'll kind of, we're grateful to be here, and I love Wool Market Fibers, but I also like other yarns too, and this is not the right bag.
I do too, so it's okay.
Yeah. We all share the love equally.
Absolutely, yes.
So, this bag is by Stitching Plaza. It is Doctor Who bag. This is some yarn I got on my honeymoon, which I'll talk about in the acquisitions, but I have to at least show off the socks. It's West Yorkshire Spinners.
Oh, it's very nice, yes.
And it's the Robin colorway. Obsessed. I have been feeling all the fall, autumnal things. We went to Pigeon Forge for our honeymoon, and it was gorgeous and beautiful. And then I came back here and it's not fall at all. It's like, oh, come on. So I'm bringing fall to me.
Yeah.
So I made these a little shorter because I'm trying to figure out, I'm realizing I'm a heel flap and gusset person, which not mad at, it just takes longer for me to do. And I'm learning how much yarn it eats up, because I used to be able to easily get 2 pairs of socks out of 1 ball of yarn. But a heel flap and gusset, because you're adding that gusset, you're adding a bigger circumference, I guess, than the your sock, so it eats up more yarn. So I'm kind of learning that. So I made these a little shorter, got 15 row cuff, 40 round leg, heel flap and gusset, and then I think maybe 72 rounds before I do my toe. Anyway, so the second sock, if you look, I do stitch markers like the Crazy Socks Lady does hers. Every 10 rounds helps me denote, but I do put stitch markers in my gusset because it helps me figure out pattern repeat as well as length. So I am a little over 40 rounds in, so this only needs, I think, time it's all said and done, maybe 60 more rounds. Said and done with the toe. So this is probably done like today or tomorrow, honestly, because I'm ready to have it completed so I can wear the socks. But what I'm going to do with it is, I think there's might be enough yarn to get 1 more pair. So my mom and I, sometimes I like to make matching socks for me and her. And I'm saying this on the podcast because we already talked about it, so I'm not spoiling a surprise here. She knows about the matching socks. We always do matching Advent socks at Christmas. We have done that. This will be the 4th year. So I was like, hey Mom, what about Thanksgiving socks?
Those are fun.
And then like when we go to get together for our family thing, we have our matching socks that we wear.
I like that.
So what we're gonna do for the second pair, because this ate up a little more yarn than I thought.
And don't forget, for 100 grams, it's 437 yards.
Yeah, that's pretty
which
good.
Is a little less than some of the other brands that have more yardage. So
yeah,
that you got to take that into account.
Right, and she wants a full length sock. So she likes, typically what I do for her is a 20 round cuff and a 60 round leg. So obviously this is not going to stretch that far. So what we're going to do is do this many for the cuff.
Oh, that'll be really pretty.
Or sorry, this many for the cuff and this many for the heel.
There you go.
And then she'll have her pair, and her pair will be a little taller than mine, but we'll have our matching set, and then we'll have them to wear on Thanksgiving. My mother is very knit-worthy, and she has worn a bunch of floppy socks when I did not have them fit properly. So it's nice to be able to make her socks that fit. And we have roughly the same shoe size, so
that's good.
we're able to double up. Yeah. So you're going to see a lot of doubles of socks coming up here, because I'll be making a couple matching sets for us through the holiday season.
I would do that for my mom, but she loves bling.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have sparkles in it, she wants shimmers.
You don't want shimmer?
Well, I don't. It doesn't bother me. They're in my. Nobody can see them, but every time Mr. Wool Market Fibers is dyeing sparkly yarns, she keeps pulling out colors that she wants for socks. So I was hoping I could retire from socks because of it's wearing on my hands. I apparently am not going to retire anytime soon. So
Maybe you can get DK weight. Will she wear DK weight?
yeah,
Okay.
I think so. So we'll have to, but I don't know if I can get sparklies in a DK. I'll have to look and
maybe.
do some intense,
I've only
deep
seen it
research.
once. I'm trying to think about if I've seen sparkly DK, and I think I've only seen it once, even out in the wild. Oh, you could do the there's a, well, I don't know. You know the thread you can hold?
Mhm.
Yeah. The
I'll
bling.
try that.
There's somebody, I think it's like the crafty jackalope that the grocery girls always talk
Oh, okay.
about.
Uh-huh.
And she does like a bling, not them, but yeah, the crafty jackalope has a bling bar that she does, and it's all that. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll look at it.
Solving all the world's problems on the podcast.
That's how you're supposed to do that.
So
Are we gonna do sweaters?
yeah, that was mine.
Was that yours?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on mine, sorry. And I thought I had the petite knit slip over. I'm almost to the ribbing part of the back panel, and then I can pick up for the front panel. So I'm almost halfway through it. Whew. But in the meantime, I ran across this pattern. It's on the Barocco website. And
I'll put it on the screen if you want to tell me just read the title.
Okay.
I'll put it on the screen first.
So remember when we were talking about crocheted sweaters count as well? Ariana.
Yes.
From Barocco.
Ooh.
And
okay.
it's on point. Can I show them?
I'll put the picture.
Okay. It's done on point. It's done in worsted weight. And I had some in my stash, some Noro Ito, and I've gotten, this was probably 2.5 days worth of crocheting squares, and I purposely numbered them so that whatever came out of the center of the ball, that's how it's going to be laid out.
Ooh, okay.
So
I'm gonna take a screenshot of this later.
yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be pretty. Very jewel toned.
Yes. So for 2.5 days, I've gotten 8 squares, and then I go and I'll block those squares, and then I'll continue making some more. But yeah, they're all numbered and ready to go. I've got quite a few more to go. I think it was 64 total, and then I can start putting them together. Okay. The sleeves are done in the granny squares as well. The only thing that is knitted is all of the ribbing, the neck, the front placket, and your sleeve cuffs, which is really nice. I remembered somebody said, "Oh, I like the sleeves too." So
I like
that
the sleeves
when
too.
I fell upon that, I really fell in love with it.
I'll be honest, I prefer crocheting ribbing over knitting ribbing though. So at that point, let me just crochet the ribbing.
Well, and it goes faster.
Yes.
But for this, I thought I would try the knitted rib.
Yeah. I think knitted rib will lay nicer too.
Then we talked about the garter marler.
Yes. Somebody commented on the garter marler, wanted to see your progress on it.
Okay. Well,
she has more whips, y'all. Oh my goodness.
Well, that one, what I just pulled out of the bag didn't see yet, was one I forgot to show earlier because it's part of a design.
Okay.
So this would be like sock design number 5. Anyway,
Nice.
the garter marler. Let's get to that first, and then
Yes.
we'll go back. Here is the garter marler. Now I laid it out, and I took photos on. I finished the blue, which I'm not sure if we got that far the last time, but now I'm into like a turquoise, a teal color. And then I ran into the purple, so I'm putting purple in it, and I will do that until I can find something that marls with the purples. But it's coming along, and I'm on the last set of increases before I split for the sleeves. So I'm getting there.
Are you gonna have your sleeves match your body?
I haven't decided. Probably not, because a lot of my leftovers won't go that far. So now, while that may not happen, my sleeves will match each other, I'm hoping.
Right.
But not the body,
That makes sense.
because there's not that much.
That's fair.
So
I love it.
Because
I think it looks gorgeous.
I had thought about that. And it doesn't seem heavy, considering it's 2 fingering weights.
What?
You
That's
don't-
2 fingering weights?
Yeah.
I would have thought that was fingering weight single.
No, it's 2.
Wow.
Because you have to make it a DK weight. And so I'm
What?
marling.
So this is going to go, I mean, it'll go pretty fast too with it being a DK.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I struggle to do scrappy stuff so much.
Well, I think that's why this is going a little bit faster, because I
It's
love scrappy
squishy.
socks.
It's squishy harder too.
I can do now. I've been known to do a pair of scrappy socks in like less than a week. That's the whole thing.
Ooh.
The whole pair. The whole two socks.
Wow.
So
You thought I was fast. Give her a pair of scrappy socks and she's faster than me.
I can't help it. I just love it. I really do.
I've been digging through my scraps too. Like, oh, I should probably knit these. Is that going to be...
This is from Mr. Wool Market Fibers. He came to me a few days ago and he said, "Can I have a sweater?" Oh, poor thing.
It's fall, y'all. We
I know.
We all need a sweater.
And I said, "Well, you know about that curse, because everybody's heard the curse." Well, Doug says, "We've been married 32 years. I think the curse is over. Can I have a sweater?" I said, "Okay. How about you dye it? Because this way you'll get what you like and hopefully you'll wear it." And so he did. He dyed this colorway. It's called olive brown, and it naturally threw, literally, I don't know if you can see it through here, little baby blue specks in it throughout the yarn.
Is that the way the dye split?
And it came out tonal. So, me being for some reason I'm on a Stephen West
We love
cardigan.
Stephen West.
Yes. Now, me, maybe not so much his shawls, but I do like his sweaters and cardigans. I like his pullovers and cardigans.
We have to talk about the shawls in a minute. We have to talk about that MCal. Oh my goodness. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I gave him a choice of cardigans, and we thought it was going to be the fragmentation, and he ended up at the end, because he wanted everything to be marled, like the garter marler, but he wouldn't wear that one. And fragmentation has all solids.
Right.
So I said, well, what about this other one? And the other one turned out to be the woolly cardigan.
The woolly waffle one?
That's it, yes.
Yes,
the woolly
I
waffle.
love that one.
So he decided that was it. So this is what it is. Now, we had also discussed, because if you look at the projects made on Ravelry, a lot of people did a different color for all of the ribbing, all of the neck, the front, and the cuffs. And he didn't have time to get the color that he wanted dyed for that. So he said, never mind, let's just do it all in one color. So I started, here is the neck ribbing so far. Oh, I see that blue speck in there.
I have to ask, on the woolly waffle, is the button man do you do it during knitting it down, or do you have to add it later?
I haven't got that for you.
Okay. That's
I'll tell you in a second.
That's like the kiss of death for me with a cardigan. Do I have to pick up all of those stitches later? Yeah, no.
Well,
Not happening.
I don't mind it, only because this is the neck, so we don't have to worry about that.
That is true.
You don't have to worry about the neck. So if you have to pick up for the front end, if he tells you how many, like 1 stitch every 3, three for every 4 rows, at least you pick up 3, 1 in every row, skip the 4th, then do 3, skip the 4th, do 3, skip the 4th.
Right.
So at least, Isabel Kramer does that.
Right. I think Stephen West probably does.
I'll look at it and tell you.
It's just so time consuming. I like to zoom through everything.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be a part of it or not.
But I do like the woolly waffle cardigan.
Oh, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's picked up because there's
that
the
looks
neck.
picked
So
up.
you pick it up. Just from the photo, I can tell.
Oh, Mr. West.
I did do the swatch, and it's a 4-row, very easy, knit 3, purl 1, or purl 3, knit 1, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty simple, straightforward.
I think the squish factor on this is going to be great.
This is going to be nice. He wants it like a grandpa sweater.
Yes. Why didn't
Why
didn't he do the Gramps by 10K Knits?
He doesn't like the shawl color.
No, that's fair. That's what I was talking about, picking up stitches, because I did, I guess it's almost 2 years ago, I did the Gramps for one of my students. We were doing a play based on Mr. Rogers. Mm-hmm. And so you have to have the Mr. Rogers sweater. And Mr. Rogers' mother actually knitted most of his sweaters on the show. Mm-hmm. It was like, your music teacher is authentic. Come on now.
The Brickman or the Brinks, the sweater came out that replicated the red sweater he wore. Mm-hmm.
I would have knit that one. I ended up doing 10K Knits because they have that huge range of sizes, and the Gramps had been on my radar for a while. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I think what probably is going to happen is come January 1st, or like maybe the end of December, depending on what y'all's store hours are, we should do a massive whip parade of what are all the things we currently have on the needles.
You don't want to know. Not for me. I've got more than the law allows. How about you?
I think I'm sitting on 10.
Oh no, I beat you. There's not even I'm not even in the ballpark of that. I'm so far out.
I used to be where I would do in the month of December after Christmas, after I finished all the Christmas knits, it was clear the needles for the end of the year, so you start the year fresh. Last year was the first year I mean, I've only been knitting for 4 years now, so the first 2 years.
Oh, you got a lot to go.
Oh yeah. And so like if I'm like sitting at like 5 last year and now I'm up to 10, I'm like, oh boy, what's February gonna be?
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen.
I did that.
Yeah.
It was like the year of 2016 was, start-itis, and I did that. Well, 2017 was try to finish itis, and I've been working on that ever since. So that's not good. That's almost 10 years later, and I'm still doing it.
Look,
But I've started. Now this, trust me, this is not going to get done till next Christmas. So just, we'll show you progress.
You can finish it for next year's. It's full,
y'all. I know, right? I'll be in time.
That's fine, y'all. Just whips are welcome. So like, just plain on. Hey.
She did say whips were welcome.
Yes. So I've had a couple of comments about if whips are welcome. Whips are 100% welcome. I've tried to respond to all the comments. If I have missed one, please forgive me. I have a day job. It's kept me pretty busy. I'm a music teacher, and our Music Olympics season is coming up. I always call Christmas the Music Olympics because it's like, how many concerts can we shove into 3 weeks of the year? Which I love. It's great. But I've been doing Christmas for like 3 or 4 weeks now.
And you become exhausted when you're done. Sleep for a week.
Yes, which is why you're going to see November 1st, I flip into full Christmas knit mode because it's going to take me all of November and December to get it done.
And mine's almost finished, so...
Right. And I've scaled back mine a lot this year. I think I wanted to have hand knit socks for everybody, and I'm realizing that it's okay to knit for myself. Yeah. It's okay to knit what I want. But also, it's okay to not overbook.
But I don't do that because I end up pushing all of mine aside for others. So I've
been a little selfish. I just want the sweater. Like I've unlocked the world of sweater knitting, and I'm like, I want all the sweaters now. Yeah. But I'm moving house too in the middle of all this, so it's like we're trying to find a home for all of these sweaters too, and not let our little Chewini get a hold of them.
You got a Chewini?
Yes, Grant had a Chewini. She's 14 years old.
Oh, that's right.
She is the grumpiest old lady you will ever meet.
Oh, great.
And she has like the worst.
And you have to live with that grump.
I know, but she loves me.
Oh, well, there you go.
She loves me more than she loves him.
That's perfect.
Like, he'll come in and me and her are snuggled up, and then she just looks at him like,
I don't like you anymore, Dad.
I know. So she always follows me around. I have a new
mom. I love her. Yay.
She likes women more than men. And I don't know, just some dogs have certain, I don't know.
Yes.
It's a thing. But my mother got her a costume for Halloween. It's a little hot dog hoodie. Oh. So the Chewini's going to be a weenie. It's perfect. So
and Fiona's going to be Wednesday.
Oh, she has a little Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
She's actually not a Cavalier. She's a King Charles. She's a black and tan. Her name is Princess Fiona. Her middle name is Paisley. And she's going to dress up as Wednesday from the Addams Family.
Yes. So, speaking of which, while we're here, so my husband has his own YouTube channel. And I'll plug it down below. And I think I mentioned in acquisitions because you actually see me filming in his gaming space because I moved in on his space. So
That's
for
what happens
Halloween.
when you get married.
Yes.
What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. So yeah.
Slowly the yarn is just taking over. There's going to be Mario and yarn next to each other all the time.
Like tribbles. Yeah.
So, but speaking of dressing up, for Halloween next Thursday night, we will be playing some Overcooked, defeating the unbread. Instead of the undead, they're the unbread, and you're battling little bread.
Aww.
So we'll be live streaming that. So I'll plug it down below if you want to follow us. And I will be Tom Nook from Animal Crossing, and Grant says he's going to be himself. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he gets into the Halloween mood.
Oh, he needs to. Come on.
I may have heard some rumblings, but I can't confirm or deny what I may have heard. So
stay tuned.
Anyway, so if you want to see the crossover between our channels, I do appear in his channel. Eventually, I'm sure he'll appear on this one. We'll see.
That would be nice.
Yeah. I do knit for him at least. He at least see his socks.
Do at least a cameo.
Yeah, I'm sure he will at some point. He's just like, I don't think I can learn how to knit because like it's such a fine motor skill, which I think he probably has from gaming and doesn't realize it. But I get it. It's a whole new thing. I'm not necessarily willing to jump into some of his games right now either. So.
Well.
To be fair.
Give it time. In 32 years, they'll be swapping seats.
Probably. So, what we're going to do quickly is jump to past Hannah. I filmed some of the yarn acquisitions that I got while I was on my honeymoon, talk about my visit to Smoky Mountain Spinnery. So, when you come back, you'll see us later. But please enjoy past Hannah. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, this is past Hannah here to talk about all of my yarn acquisitions recently. So I don't know if I've gotten to this point in the podcast yet or not, but life update, I got married. So while I was on my honeymoon, my sweet husband let me go into a yarn store because that's what we do as knitters. We go to yarn stores everywhere we go. So while we were there, we ended up going to Pigeon Forge. And while we were there, I went to Smoky Mountain Spinnery. The store was wonderful. I wish I had taken some footage, but I was just on vacation and enjoying my time. But the owner in the shop was very friendly and kind. She helped me find some yarn. And apparently I was feeling all of the holiday and fall, autumn vibes in this store because I got all the autumn yarn. So I just dropped it here. The first thing I got, and sorry if you hear the bag crinkling, non-yarn items I got. Of course, a giant thing of wool wash because you can never have too much wool wash. But I also found this cool set of stitch markers, and it had Smoky Mountain Spinnery on it. I don't know if you can read that. And then they're all little sheep on here, which I thought was perfect. So it was really cute, and there's all these little sheep. They had, I think they had some with some alpacas on there, but I just wanted the sheep because I typically do work with sheep wool. And then I got 3 skeins of yarn. So the first thing I found 2 skeins of West Yorkshire spinners. I've seen West Yorkshire spinners for a long time, and I've always wanted to try it, but I've just never seen it in person out in the wild. So I saw it and then immediately was like, I have to have this. So the first one you've probably already seen is a cast on. This is the Robin colorway, and you can tell like most of the ball of yarn has been used at this point. And when it works up, I'm sure I've shown this already, but just in case, it's gorgeous. Like, obsessed with this color. Very autumnal. I'm definitely enjoying it. And then the other colorway I got was one of the Christmas colorways. And I don't know if this is like the new one for this year or not, but I saw it and I really liked it. I think they had the blue one. I think that one's called Nutcracker. But this one, to me, I just love like red and green Christmas. So this one is called Hollyberry. It's really cool. I'm very excited to cast this one, and I'm trying to make myself wait till at least November 1st, but we'll see. Probably as soon as the other pair of West Yorkshire spinners is done, I'll cast this one. Then the final skein of yarn, I asked the store owner, I was like, is there any yarn that's like exclusive to you? Like, do you have like an in-house brand? And she pointed me to this dyer, Knitted Wit. This is the sock. The colorway here is called Anacostia Park. It is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 420 yards to 100 grams. And again, very autumnal. So they had a whole collection based off of parks. And then I think also in this dyer, they had a collection that was like based off of the seasons. And I just preferred this one for like autumn than the actual autumn one they had there. But it's really cool. I'm excited to cast it on. Probably will cast it on soon too. So that was all I got at Smoky Mountain Spinnery. It was a really cool place. All right, so finishing up the acquisitions, I did get one other skein of yarn in the interim between podcast episodes. I do have more on the way, but it has not arrived to me yet, so we're going to count that into the next podcast episode. When I was in Wool Market Fibers, they had talked about dyeing a custom color for someone, and they were showing me this color, and I said, I don't know if y'all can hear that, there's a siren going by now. All the interruptions today. So there was a custom color somebody had asked for, and they dyed it, and they had this one skein left, and I said, hey, is this spoken for? And they said, well, no. And I said, it is now. It is mine. Of course, again, I must really be feeling the pumpkin right now. Like, look at my nails. We got the autumn green. We've got pumpkin. This colorway is literally called pumpkin spice, which I have also been drinking pumpkin spice lattes like every day. Quick note too, before we go back to future Hannah, if you recognize this backdrop, this happens to be the backdrop for Grant's Gaming Corner, my husband's channel. He is awesome and always mentions our channel over on his. So if you want to see a little more gaming side of things and see me play some Cuphead with my husband, I'm going to link the channel down below and you can come check us out for that. Anyway, back to future Hannah. Bye. Okay, welcome back. Future us, we're back. Hello. So we need to talk about some pattern acquisitions. So recently I think we both acquired a fair amount of patterns, and I'm going to talk about them and put mine on the screen. You want to start with yours or mine?
Start with yours.
Okay. So,
because I may have the same as you, so.
Oh. So, first, I'm probably going to go back and buy the Stephen West MCal between this podcast and next podcast, because I saw the end of that, and I'm so wishing I had done it. But I know I couldn't have kept up. It would have started when I was on my honeymoon.
The shawl?
Yes, the MCal shawl, Stephen West, the Go-Go Dynamo. It's gorgeous. So I'll probably get that one. So we're just going to count that in there. It's gorgeous. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. I don't want to put a spoiler up in case you don't want to be spoiled, but
yeah, don't. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This to me is one of the better ones. And I hate that the past couple years have not been as great. I think last year there was different controversy and he had to redo the pattern, and that knocked a bunch of people out. I think the year before, which was the last year I did it, still haven't finished that shawl because the first clue took so long. It just knocked everybody's steam out. And then the year before that was shawlography, which was a huge year. So I hate that, like, we finally have this fantastic shawl. And all of his patterns are great, but I think this one just stands out to me as...
And I think it gives you in some of the spots, because I acquired it too. Because she's such a bad influence.
Yes, I am.
I think it gives you options.
Yes.
So, which is really nice, but I'm not taking the second option. I'm not telling you, in case you don't want to know.
Yes.
I'm just going to run right into it. I haven't decided what colors I'm going to do yet. So we'll see what Mr. Wool Market Fibers has in store for us after his show for this year. He wasn't able to do SAF. We are sorry, but we completely, fully understand. And some of the proceeds for the sales are going up to help the folks up in Asheville and above Asheville as well.
So if you're not aware, I guess
Hurricane Helene came through and bombarded everybody. And
right. And that kind of, with life, I mean, that's exactly where I was going for my honeymoon. I was supposed to go to Biltmore. So like 2 days before my wedding, they're like, hey, Biltmore's underwater. And we're like, what?
Yeah.
So if you don't know, Asheville got hit pretty hard. They do, the SAF was supposed to be, I believe, last weekend, right?
Yeah, and it was going to be, there was going to be up in a town above Asheville, but the building that the vendors were all going to be in they're utilizing that for shelters and for other things. So while we completely understand, we won't be there, and neither will anybody else, unfortunately. But some of the proceeds that we have currently made will go towards help for the folks that are up in those areas. So anything you can do would be great.
Yes, and if you, I'm assuming most of you are knitters, if you look at Black Mountain Yarn Shop, they have a lot of links too about if they need donated items and things in the area. As far as like knitted goods and kids clothing, because they are hitting winter season. They have a lot of good links if you would like to donate there.
Yeah, and
So.
there's a lot of the folks still need basics.
Yes.
Food, water, diapers for babies, the formulas, things like that, batteries for flashlights, canned foods.
But do please check. I think we can both relate because we both lived through Hurricane Katrina.
Yes, I don't want to do that again.
No, but we can relate to living through a natural disaster in the sense of it's good to send relief, but please check and see where you can donate, because sometimes you can just get overwhelmed when there's just stuff. And obviously if your home is washed away, there's just stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
So finding a proper channel and donating through that channel and seeing what the specific need is really does help.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all of it would be greatly appreciated, because I mean, I know for us, I don't know about your experience, but when I went through Katrina, I mean, life was not normal for probably at least 6 months.
Yeah.
Fully normal. Just there's little things you just don't think about that just don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Please go out and donate and help. It definitely would be appreciated.
Absolutely.
So, what were we talking about? Pattern acquisitions?
On a happier note.
Sorry. I guess it's something that we're both passionate. I mean, because we've been through it, so we understand.
Yes, definitely.
So you got Steve West MCal.
Yep, I did.
I was very tempted to wind up my sweet potato and cerulean linen quill and cast in one. I didn't, because I think I want an actual wool for that shawl, because when I wear it as a shawl, I think I want like full wool. The linen is nice, but I think that still needs to be a ranunculus, which might just magically appear on the needle sometime soon. I've been trying.
And I like that sweater, but I haven't decided what color.
I
haven't done it yet. I still have 4 other sweaters I got to work on. I can't keep.
Well,
I don't want 2025 to be another start-itis year and then 26 be finish-itis, so I'm trying to behave.
Yeah, I'm going to be a bad influence. Because speaking of, so I did get, for Stephen West sale, I picked up all of the 2024 year socks. And then I also picked up the color Popportunity socks
and
from
I
this
have
summer.
his 2024.
Yeah, and we have the 2023. So I think next year we're talking about maybe doing a year of Stephen West socks.
Yes, that would be fun.
Yeah, and just say like I was thinking about each month, like you would make the sock that was released in that month, but I'm like, where's the fun in that? Just knit all the socks you want, you know, like just all the Stephen West socks, because he has quite a collection going now, and I really am enjoying that I can pull from a lot of scraps to knit a lot of those. And
Mr. Will Market Fibers did say he would wear color Popportunity. I know.
We might have to get that on the podcast. We should have our Stephen West lineup of like, okay.
Yes.
I have an idea. We'll talk later. I have an idea.
All right.
Stay tuned.
Color Popportunity is going to be in it.
Yes. So I got those from Stephen West. And then Andrea Mowry did a half off sweater sale. She's moving. I think she's moving back to Michigan. She's in New York and Michigan. I don't follow her super closely, but I have been eyeing all of the Rhinebeck sweaters for a very long time. And so I picked up 5 of her sweater patterns. I'll talk through each of them as quickly as possible and put them on the screen. The first is the Traveler. That is her hoodie pattern, and it's a sport weight hoodie. Because why not have a knitted hoodie? Why not? The second one is Pink Velvet, which is a fingering weight sweater with color work at the top. And it has, I believe in her version, it had sheen fibers, and they did Surrey at the top in the color work, and then the rest was fingering weight. The Surrey might have been held double. We'll see about that one. I have some ideas. The third sweater I got, the last 3 are all Rhinebeck sweaters. So Rhinebeck, not this year, but 2 years before that, the sweater was the Alpenglow, which is a sport weight sweater, which has, it calls for 2 sport weights, a pop of Surrey. So this one sport weight is for your collars, like your cuff and your collar and your hem. The other sport weight is your main body color. Then the Surrey has like a pop at the collar and a pop at the cuffs, and then it calls for spin cycle dyed in the wool, which is used in the color work throughout the sweater, and it does both stranded and mosaic color work. Can you tell I paid attention to these patterns? So the next sweater I got was the last year's Rhinebeck sweater, which was the Tessellated Pullover, which calls for, again, sport weight spin cycle for your color work, and I believe it is mosaic bottom up sweater. And and then you have a sport weight wool and a Surrey. And I believe it like alternates in the color work where you do like your main color is always your sport weight, and then it alternates with your spin cycle and your Surrey as the other alternate color work, and it creates this cool pattern. That one I have heard takes 50 bajillion years to knit because it's mosaic.
No.
So that's going to be one of those that whenever I decide to start it, I'm probably going to postpone starting it for a long time.
That's almost like pressed flowers.
Yes. And I did do the pressed flowers shawl. No, I did the scarf. And that took a long time.
See?
I ended it early.
Think about that. I got the junction.
The junction. I like the junction too. And that one is
got brioche.
Yes.
And it's, I don't know that it's fingering. It's sport.
So it calls for spin cycle.
Spin
cycle. Ooh, that word's hard.
Bridges in
Bichet bouche.
Okay.
Bichet bouche.
Sorry. But I liked the brioche, and it's a top down.
Yes, and that helps too.
Yes.
Pink Velvet's top down. Traveler's top down. Tessellated is bottom up. Alpenglow is top down. And the last sweater I got was this year's Rhinebeck sweater, which is the framed pullover. It is a bottom up, stranded colorwork sweater that is worsted weight. It's really pretty. It has like a quilt pattern over it, and you'll see the pictures for all of these. And it calls for the Spin Cycle's new base, which is called Spinster's Daughter, I believe, and that's the crossover between Farmer's Daughter Fibers and Spin Cycle. Again, you can use whatever you want. I'm just stating what she's used so you kind of have an idea of what you're dealing with, especially when she uses Spin Cycle so much. You have to get a very specific yarn to fill in for that. Either something that's been hand spun or something variegated or some kind of color variation in there. You can't just, I mean, I guess you could do a solid. I've seen some people do solids on the frame, but
check the projects made and look at their yarn substitutions. They're because the company is, well, they got over popular very fast.
Yeah.
So a lot of stores now cannot get wholesale accounts with them in order to carry it into their shop. Like me, I can't get it. They've closed that off because there's too much demand and not enough product.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they do like a weekly post of their drops, and it's like that. Which, I mean, that's good, but yeah. And it's definitely a premium fiber, and it's not in everybody's budget, and there's definitely ways to make these sweaters
kind
without.
It's expensive for little yardage.
It is. So there's a lot of options, but I mention it because that's what it calls for, so you know what you're looking at. But a lot of other options in there. Ravelry is really good about, you can do next to pattern, click yarn ideas and see what is available, what other people have used, and see what that actually looks like. That might have been my whole pattern shopping spree, but I think those 5 sweaters will take me the next 5 years, honestly. So
yeah, and I have her cowl that's like the framed pullover. The framed.
Is it called framed though?
I don't know. I thought so, but if you got the pullover, you can make you can make a cowl with it.
But I figure I put the pattern.
The stitch pattern is.
Yeah, it's really cool. So that's all the patterns we got. I think that's enough patterns we got, because that
between Stephen, I did a lot. I did all of his socks. Oh, and I did Lisa Ross. So I've got her Star Wars sock collection. I like her socks. I always end up buying them when she's got them on sale when they first come out. So I always jump on those, and she usually pulls out about 4 every time she does it. So I get those, so I could make those for Mr. Wool Market Fibers and my mom if they're in sparkly yarns. She's not so much about color, but she loves the shimmers in them. She loves all the little sparklies it throws off. So I'll have to think about that and figure out what to do with her. And then Stephen West and his socks, and now I'm into his cardigans. And
I really thoroughly enjoy Stephen West patterns because you learn so much.
Yeah,
he's
you do.
Great about doing technical support as far as, like, especially in MCAL. If you knit one of the MCAL shawls, he does a video explaining everything. So me as a new knitter, I think I had been knitting maybe right at a year when I did shawlography. But when I had been knitting, I think maybe not even a year. I think I started knitting that October, and then the following July, shawlography had just happened. I ended up casting on shawlography the following July. I didn't do it when it happened because I just didn't feel like I wasn't confident enough. So maybe I've been knitting a year and a half, but still not very long. And I walked into shawlography having never done brioche and successfully did brioche.
Yay.
So if you're an adventurous beginner, his patterns are 100% approachable.
They are.
And before I did shawlography, I did his Skystorm shawl, which I will probably wear as the winter comes on here. It's one of my most worn knits. It's just approachable. It did feel like it took forever to finish just because it's not very complicated. So there's a lot of repeats in there. There's not a lot of variation, which is what I liked about shawlography, is I was constantly doing something new and learning something new. But when you get in his patterns, he supports you well.
Yes, he does.
You learn a lot, and he teaches you the technicality of it. So then you understand what you're looking at, and you understand how to count it, how to know if it's right or wrong. It's great, and he always has a good way to memorize it too.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So you open the front door for the front leg, be right back.
Right is rear.
So for the make one left, make one right, it's left the front door open, so you use the front leg of the stitch, and for make one right, I'll be right back, use the back leg of the stitch, and there.
Right is rear. There it is.
So, so the cowl is called the Frame Your Face cowl. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that would be a good approach to color work too. If you haven't done color work,
yeah, one of our regulars wants to learn how to do that. So that'll be probably something that I'll sit with her with and work with her on how to do that, because she wants to learn how to do two-handed stranded knitting, and this'll be good.
Yeah, cowl's perfect for that. That's what I did when I tried my first stranded color work project with socks, which was the worst idea ever. Don't do that, please don't.
If you want to knit socks, do it as a Christmas stocking. That way fit doesn't matter, because that's how I learned stranded knitting, doing Fair Isle patterns. I did a Christmas stocking for Mr. Wool Market Fibers for Christmas one year as a surprise gift. So the old-fashioned way with double-pointed needles. Yes, worsted weight yarn.
So when I tried to do the socks, I went and flipped and did not Andrew Mallory, Caitlin Hunter's halibut cowl.
Yes.
Because I really wanted to knit the sweater, and I was like, well, and I wanted to knit the alpine bloom as well.
I remember that. That was last year.
Yep. So I did the halibut cowl, which I just gifted to my grandfather. And he loved it. He lived in Alaska, so I was like, she had lived in Alaska, and that was where the halibut was inspired by. So I was like, I knit this for you. It's a halibut from Alaska. It's perfect for you.
Yay.
So I guess we're kind of on to dream knitting. So speaking of the halibut, if you've not seen, there's a podcast called Knitting Up North with Jen and Karina. I think their town is called Bemidji. Or Bemidji. I don't know how they say it, but they live up in Michigan, I believe. They're talking about knitting the halibut by Caitlin Hunter.
Yes.
Doing the full sweater. It's a DK weight sweater, top-down color work. I have found that I really like Caitlin Hunter's patterns because we have a very similar gauge, and that's why I like Stephen West too, that I typically don't have to swatch with them because we're spot on the same. I'm sure me and Andrew and Mallory are gonna have to have some gauge issues.
See, that's why I like Isabel Kramer. I'm spot on with hers. Hohi Locatelli, not even, I don't know where she's at with that, but I cannot gauge with her for nothing in the world.
I have that trouble with petite knit too.
I went down two needle sizes with that for DK. She's on a 6. I had to go down to a 4.
Yeah, I have a petite knit pattern on my wish list too.
She must be an English knitter.
So the halibut, they're gonna do possibly a halibut knit along. So if they do, I'm probably gonna hop in.
I figured.
Do I have any business getting another
no,
sweater
but
quantity
we're gonna
of
do
yarn?
it anyway.
We all need a halibut to wear in our lives. Like, I'm gonna walk into work and be like, why do you have a fish on? My students be like, because I wanted to knit a fish. Okay.
What color is he gonna be?
I don't know. I'm torn. I've seen people use like the spin cycle for it. I don't know that I want to do that, but
Is it done in fingering weight?
no, it's DK.
Okay.
So I was thinking, traditionally I've seen the blue and white, which I really like the look of it, but that's what I did for my cowl.
Yeah, you did.
So I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that again. I think it would be fun to do.
I'll look
green.
to see if Ella Ray has a nice DK color change. She just came out with a fingering weight that it's balled similar to Zauberball.
Yeah.
It's in a fingering weight. So I'll check to see if there's a DK version. Maybe you can use that.
Or Zauberball or something. Yeah. We'll
Or
see.
you could do that.
We'll see whenever they decide to do
Give
the
me a chance to order it.
Yes.
Get it in.
We'll see. Do I have any business? I just
No,
bought 5 sweater
none of-
patterns. Do I have business buying another sweater pattern and another
Yeah,
sweater
but
pattern?
where in the queue are they going to be? I've got
I-
mine right here. I have my crocheted sweater. I've got Doug's. I want to get the slip over finish. So
I do also, I think the ranunculus has to be mentioned here because I literally have the yarn for it. I have the pattern. It just hasn't been cast on yet.
I have the pattern. I haven't figured out the yarn yet. I keep flipping. Either the lighter weight gauge or the worsted. So I'm still haven't figured that out.
I think I'm going to be probably just use my linen quilt. I think it'll be nice. And I'm planning on using it as an overpiece, like over a dress. So like I'm already in the understanding of if it's see-through, we're good.
I would wear it as an overpiece regardless. So, but I can't figure out where I am on the what I want to use. If I could figure out what I want to use for weight, like maybe even a sport, and then go for color. So
I'm thinking, we'll see. I feel like with the ranunculus, it's like you just have to jump in and knit your first one, and then you figure out what you want, and then knit the second one. Like that's what everybody sees. Like the love note.
Who wants a ranunculus gift? Because if it doesn't fit me, somebody's gonna have to wear it.
No. Like what I'm saying is like you just jump in, and if I end up liking a different fabric more later, I still have this one I'm gonna wear as an overpiece, but I figure out what I like a little better. So people seem to do that with the ranunculus and with the love note. They knit like 5 of them, and they have all different variations.
If I like it well enough, I do more than one. So,
and I've never duplicated a pattern besides socks. I do like Sock Witchery has a Thursday night sock pattern, which I love. That is probably one of my favorite go-to socks.
That's Me and Hug Me from Terry Morris. She's a good designer. She's a good pattern writer. A lot of her socks when she was teaching, then that's how she writes. So it was really good, easy to follow. So I've done that quite a bit, but I need to branch out. And I've done Dexter twice. So maybe the pearl coat would be next.
Or hear me out.
We could
Hannah's
do that.
wedding socks.
But the pearl coat is a sweater. It's a cardigan. Although
you're on a cardigan kick.
I am. I love cardigans. I can't help it. I love cardigans.
Anyway, so I guess we're rambling now.
Yes.
Okay. It's been nice to hang out and chat with you.
It's been fun.
We'll be back in less time than a full month and a half. Thank you for letting us be away for a month and a half. Poor Michelle, I got married and then we were supposed to film the week I came back, and then I ended up with...
She was sick.
I got tonsillitis on my honeymoon. Like, who gets tonsillitis? But it was definitely an immediate test of the for better or for worse moment.
He stepped up.
He did. I was very well taken care of. So then I was sick and I was like, hey, I can't come. I need to come and rest.
Yes,
so,
she did.
But
and she needed it. You needed it, you poor kid.
So I should not take a month and a half off. And then next time, hopefully we'll have a sweater done and
You'll have a sweater done. I'm still working on them.
So we'll see. We'll have something done to show you.
Somebody
and
will
probably
have something.
some new cast on we had no business doing.
Yes.
But that's life.
And a new pattern or two out because,
That's what you do.
Absolutely. Why not?
Anyway, so if you want to join our sweater knit along, it's still open till November 30th. Don't forget
Whips count.
Yes, if you have something cast on, I don't care if it was cast on 2 years ago, you're fine. Okay. Maybe don't have like one row left on September 1st and then count that. That's, would be fair. But otherwise,
let's be a little.
But
honest.
whips are allowed. we started September 1st, runs till November 30th. You may post using the Instagram hashtag. It's Fall Y'all Cal.
I'd like to see at
K-A-L.
least a picture or two.
Yes,
From
I need to post
somebody.
some of mine. I have
Anybody,
been
please?
away getting married, but I will start posting all of mine. Hopefully, I blocked my sweater, my Funfetti raglan, so I'll probably post that since I'm not eligible for prizes anyway.
Ooh. Speaking of funfetti and done,
Yes.
Ellen finished hers.
Yay! Ellen's
She
part
was
of our knit
blocking
group.
it on Thursday. She was telling us, so
Yay.
I can't wait to see her in it. We told her the first cool day
She needs to
had
submit it.
Yes, she could submit that.
Yay.
And I'm gonna get photos. So
Yay.
we'll see how she
Yes.
actually does.
So please
We're
post on the
excited.
Instagram hashtag, join the Ravelry group. There's been some chatter. You can post your FO there. Remember to like and subscribe and comment. Let us know what you think, what you want to see us work on. Is there a sweater in particular you want us to knit along? Do you want to knit along socks with us? Let us know.
The socks would be fun.
Also, if you like the pumpkin spice yarn, I showed the acquisitions and you want them to knit more because we need more of them. Please let us know because we need all the pumpkin spice in our life.
Absolutely.
So, we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye, y'all.
Bye.